Man, this thing's slow. There we go. We're live. Welcome to our Monday night hangout. We do this every Monday and Friday at 7 Central. And if you'd like to participate, you can do so by joining Stunt Hangar and clicking the link at the bench. Start a poll, members only. And we'll close that. Okay. All righty. So normally we have Gary, he's in first, but we'll see what happens. Don't have a whole lot to talk about tonight. I'm going to set up a spindle sander. Now, I've always wanted a spindle sander, but I'm very limited on space here. I mean, there's so much crap in here, it's already ridiculous. So I found a spindle sander made by Wen that's handheld. And I'm going to build a box for it. And I'm not going to do that tonight, but we're going to test it out. I'll get it bolted to the bench and test it out, because everything that I do is, balsa wood, and it's very small. So there's no need for me to have a 4-inch spindle and all that. I'm sure it'd be nice, but those machines are pretty big and expensive. So I will make that link available in my Amazon store. And it's kind of cool. I'll show it to you here as soon as Gary gets on here or somebody gets on here. Let's see here. There we go. Other than that, been kind of slow. I've decided that for my Christmas holiday, I'm going to attack that room in there and build benches and cabinets around the perimeter. Maybe do a floor. I don't know. Depends. Somebody called me today about Stunt Hangar support donations. Please get them in. I shouldn't have to work to cover the difference. And I don't expect you to, if you already did it, don't do it again, because it's not on you to bear the burden. It's on everybody. I have guys that I guess feel guilty. We got 2 people waiting to come in and admit, and Steve Smith admit. There we go. You got to turn your microphone on and your camera. There you go. Were you Elf Lord Friday? Steve, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Huh? How about you, Gary? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, we got you.
Got a super chat.
Oh, we did already, huh?
Yeah, Larry Fox, 7279, $20. Thanks, Sparky.
Thank you very much. Let me give you a heart there and a thumbs up. Appreciate it. I hate to keep after that. What the heck?
Roy Lane, Tony Dallas, both checked in.
Hey, great.
Kevin Butler, hello everyone, I'm late. That late?
I think, let me see. I think there's a way Let's see. I think there's a way to make co-moderator in there on this. I can make you the host, but I don't want to make any,
I have no idea. I've never tried that.
Let's see here. More. Notes, whiteboard, transfer meeting room, billable hours. Notes, captions. No, that's not it. Participants. Let's look over in that menu. There's 3 participants. And make no. Nope, I don't see it. I was hoping there was some way to have some help admitting people into the, from the waiting room.
Oh, yeah.
Here comes Bob Hunt.
Now, when you give me that, then I get the message to let him in. But
Right,
I don't see your message if you're letting him in.
right. Bob's coming in. He just needs to get his camera and microphone going. Got some more paint on the profile.
Oh, yeah.
Probably need to zoom out.
Wait.
Here you are.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Oh,
I
yeah.
can
Yep,
hear you,
we
Bob.
got you.
Can you hear me now?
Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Happy Monday. What's up, everyone?
Happy Hanukkah.
Us are actually working on something.
Yeah, making flats. Getting ready to hinge flats. I got your note, Gary. There's still a couple of things on there if you want to go over them tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Nothing major, just little things. I'm sure you all know this trick. I got this from Wendy Ernowski, actually. I'm sure, Bob, you know this trick about the hinge slotter, the hinge recessor.
Oh, yeah. I've shown that many times already. Yeah.
Yeah. Been using it for years. Wendy was the one that showed it to me originally. Thought it was a good idea.
I have one that I make. Well, I've since started doing it a little different. That little tool that you have there, if you put a 3/16 vertical piece in the center, that's what I use to cut these slots with.
Okay. Oh,
But
yeah, right. Yeah, for the
I've since started doing it on a table saw, and then I use a piece that has a vertical to cut the rest of the slot.
I'd actually like to try those hinges sometime.
Kevin Butler has given us a super chat, $20.
Thank you very much, Kevin. Let me give him a thumbs up and a.
That's starting out good tonight.
Alrighty. There was somebody coming. Oh, there's
There
Joseph.
he is.
Joe?
Hey,
Saw your
Joe.
video, you flying your little airplane inside.
I've been having a good time piddling with that. That's just, it's not going to set any world records, but it's kind of cute to watch it fly
You're right there in your house. That's amazing.
around the living room right there.
Around the living room,
Hey.
yeah.
Hey, Joe, have you gotten any of my emails?
I get some of them, yes. No, not emails. I saw something on Facebook I think you sent me.
Yeah. Can you send me your address? I need your address. I misplaced it or somehow I lost it.
I'll work on that.
Okay. Thank you.
No, thank you. What are you working on, Robert?
Which one?
Oh, Storky got an airplane in his hand. You're doing something too, though, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm putting hinges in.
Oh,
this is my profile.
okay, fair enough. I see.
Stab. Fuselage.
Very good. I got some flaps sitting right in front of me. I hinged them the other night. I got to glue them into the airplane. They'll be ready to fly. A Falcon, JD Falcon,
Oh yeah,
the Tavio thing.
yeah.
Hmm.
I used to. I knew that airplane when I was just a little kid.
I bet you did. You probably flew it when you was 12. Did you ever fly one of his airplanes?
I never flew one of his airplanes.
Is that right?
Buddy Weeder used to fly JD Falcons all the time.
Mm-hmm.
See, Buddy predated me at the Stunt event. I was flying combat back then as a junior, and I was only allowed on the spectator side of the fence at stunt contests.
Ha, 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 ha.
I think most people would prefer me to do that these days too.
I met John DeTavio at Brodax years ago, and he was a neat old man.
Yes,
I liked him.
Nice guy.
his son is probably listening in tonight.
Is that right?
He is often sends me little notes saying how much he enjoyed the chats and things.
I'll
So
be darned.
if you're here, Nick, hello, and why don't you come on in and talk
Yeah.
about your dad? But you got some great stories about your dad.
His dad was a neat guy, I thought.
Yes, he was.
That'd have been 208 probably, I bet, when I met him.
Well, you know, he used to come down in this shop with Rich Jacobone.
There's another
Every week they come down, spend a whole day working on airplanes, and we go out to lunch together. And of course, we bust each other's chops incessantly. That's the East Coast way.
good memories.
Phenomenal
Yeah.
records, yeah.
Is Rich still alive or is he in a nursing home or what?
Rich, last I heard, Rich was still alive. Haven't had contact with him in a while. But the last I heard, he was still alive. He still can't speak, though. He had that stroke.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for Buddy, he never would have lived. Buddy noticed it, realized what it was, put him in his truck, and drove him immediately to the hospital. And the doctor told him if he had been 5 minutes later, he wouldn't have made it.
I'll be darned. I did not know that.
So he saved his life. Of course, you know, Buddy, John was the first guy who ever worked with Buddy. Buddy lived out near Route 80, where Route 80 is now. It wasn't even there then. And he had a horse, and he would ride the horse around the Parsippany area. And he heard the model airplane engines over at Rich's Hobby Town. And he rode over there, and the first person he saw was John DeTavio. And he really liked what he launched for John and befriended him. And John built an airplane for him, and they started flying together. And Buddy became like the top flyer, or one of the 2 or 3 top flyers on the East Coast in junior and senior. They were like father and son almost.
I'll be darned.
Yeah.
Well, Steve, we're going to have a working party come the week between Christmas and New Year.
That sounds good.
At the model field?
No. At my
Sparky's
shop.
house.
Going to clean this place up and get some benches built around that other room and some cabinets and stuff.
I've been talking about it for a year.
Yeah, well, it takes time to get my shit together.
I know, it's all right. Let's see. I don't think I got anything scheduled that week. Yeah,
Uh-oh.
see. Don't see anything.
I think I can do that right here.
Let's just hope it doesn't snow. It's gonna be hard getting shit to the trash can.
Oh, yeah.
I guess I could open up the front window and just throw it out on the front lawn and tow it around.
Oh, man. You can't open the back window?
There's no back window.
Oh, there's no back window.
And I've got the side windows closed off with pegboard.
Yeah, yeah.
And the only fire route I got out of here is the left front window, and I got a rope there that can rappel down to the ground.
Oh, fun.
At least I
Guess
was
if you
thinking
had-
about it.
I wouldn't
If you
repel,
had-
but I could fall down to the ground from there probably.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, don't everybody talk at once.
We had 5 inches of snow Saturday night.
Oh,
Is it all
my.
gone now?
Oh no. No, it's gonna be down in the teens there tonight, I think.
Well, you got the lake
So-
effect, right?
No, we don't have that, but it just come right down through us there.
Hey, Gary, see if it worked. I sent it to you by chat. And I don't know what I'm doing, but I think I got you fixed up. We went to Branson with the kids last weekend and went and watched this thing called Sight and Sound, the story of David. Oh my gosh, those people know how to put on a show. It was spectacular.
Is that in the Dolly Parton Theater?
No, it's called Sight and Sound. It's a 2,000 seat theater of their own, and there's 300 foot of stage.
Huh.
It's almost like a horseshoe around the whole place. And there's something going around all over. And they had 32 sheep because David was a sheep herder, you know.
Mm.
And they'd have 32 sheep run up and down the aisles up on the stage and off to the side like he was leading them on. The sheep were trained better than most children in the world.
I believe that.
It was awesome.
I watched a video on the 70s. And what made the 70s so great, 60s and 70s actually, because it was about that time, was when your mother said, be home before the lights on, or street lights come on, you did it. So that was responsibility. And everybody was self-sustaining because nobody would say, well, I'm bored. Well, if you're bored, we can find something for you to do.
That's right.
And that was either folding clothes, raking leaves, mowing the lawn, or something ridiculous. So everybody went outside and played and didn't come back till the lights came on.
And they came on slow. You know, those old yard lights came on slow. When
Yeah.
that first indication it flickers, we got to go. Boom, everybody headed to the house, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you didn't dare do something wrong because if you're 6 or 8 houses down the street, you might quit that. And you damn sure quit it.
Yeah, because he'd whip your ass and drag you down to your dad, and your dad would whip your
They
ass.
drag you home. Yeah, that's right.
Well, that was the greatest generation. That's why.
You had bicycles, man. You had bicycles to ride,
Yeah.
baseball gloves and mitts and stuff. You didn't have video games to play.
It was a creative time, and this video that I watched really explained it all. And that's why Bob's sitting there tinkering. That's why I sit and tinker. It's the instant gratification generation is what they have today, where we sit and sand for hours and realize the reward at the end. The new generation wants it now.
I'm covering my old timer in silk because I want to, not
Hmm.
because it's easy.
Yeah. It's really not that hard. Not
Nah.
much different than silk span.
It just takes more time to fill it, I think.
Yeah. Paint it upside down.
First 4 or 5 coats.
Yeah.
Do 3 bays, turn it over, do 5 bays, do 3, do finish up. I turn it back and forth so I don't have the whole wing's not wet before I turn it over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That way it can all tighten up kind of evenly. Right, wrong, or indifferent.
I had a problem with this elevator. I'm glad I caught it because this one right here, yeah, it's straight now, but it cupped really bad.
Hmm.
And I had a hard time remembering what side to dope it on to get it to go back straight, but I got it straight.
You
You
can
got to
just,
dope it on the side you want it to relax.
that's right. If it's this way, do this side. It would
Yep.
unwind.
Yeah.
And if you could put a little board 1/8 inch in, put a little weight on it while you're helping it, it wouldn't hurt it any. He's making these nice little hinge pockets with the specialty tool he made.
Yep.
I didn't know that was a windy trick, but
I learned it from Oliver. I got several little gadgets I built for different hinges.
well, I'm sure there's nothing new.
I think people's been just as smart as you and I, Sparky, for generations.
I'm not smart.
Me neither, dude, but they've done tried everything once
Mhm.
or twice. The deal I think today we have better than they had in the 60s are power plants. Both electric and IC power plants are better than what they were in the 60s.
Yeah, if you had a McCoy 40 that lasted a month, you were in great shape.
You know, I made a McCoy 40 and 30. I made both of them run off of good. But it just takes one good, hard, lean run and you'd be in trouble. It might
Yep.
not come back.
Well, I made this statement a while back. I think if I'd have known more about what fuel was, I could have made my McCoys last a whole lot longer. Because
Absolutely.
It didn't matter what kind of fuel I could get a hold of. I ran them on missile mist. I ran them on Cox glow fuel, whatever I could get, and they didn't last long.
You got to have 25 casters minimum, in my opinion, for them. Minimum.
If I'd have run it on Fox fuel, they'd have lasted a long time.
I've run them. I've run them a lot, but you need, put a 10-6 prop on them with 10 or 15% nitro and 29% oil, and just let them run rich. They don't need to even beat very much. A
No.
McCoy will just run all the time, awful good.
How was that again? That sounded very technical. Say that again.
No beeping. They don't even need to
Oh.
beep.
Oh, we got 2 people in the waiting room. I didn't notice.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Let's see. We got Rice. Hello, everyone. Lake Given, Steve Barry.
Ed Watsky.
Evening, everyone.
iPhone, this must be Howard.
Yeah.
They've been getting some serious
Yeah,
rain
they
up
had.
there.
Serious rain.
Oh,
I think east of him it's flooded around.
Yeah,
There's Ed.
There's Howard and Ed.
I
Hi,
am.
guys.
Ed's still in his
Hi,
chair.
Howard.
Hi.
Hi, Howard.
No
Yeah, I see
proof.
like a McCoy 35, and then you'll see someone say, you have a 36. Did they
Yeah.
make them that way?
Yeah.
I never knew of a
Okay.
36 McCoy, but I don't know.
Do you know the most popular selling McCoy? What size it was?
You're 19, I'm guessing.
Nope. The 29.
29.
Huh.
About that.
I never had one, but that's supposedly their best selling engine was the
I
29.
think I probably got I got a 29 and 19, a 35 and a 40 out in the garage somewhere, I'm sure. I've got an airplane out there that Bob Barron, no, maybe, I don't know who designed it. It's a twin boom thing. Oh, we talked about it not too long ago. It's got a,
Humbug.
what's it called?
Humbug.
Humbug. It's a humbug.
Oh,
And it's got a Fox 19 on it that looks like a little miniature 35. It's not the 19 that's got the bolt on.
yeah, that's
Big
the old 19.
Yeah, old. It looks just like a baby 35, and it ran
Yep.
pretty good. I've flown that big airplane on that 19. A humbug. Who designed that, Bob?
Bob Barron and,
That's the Barron,
well, it was not co-designed. Bob Barron and Bill Netzeband.
I thought Nessaband had something to do with that.
Yeah, they each have different ones. Netzeband was a little bit more elaborate than the one Bob built. It had a Warren Truss wing and big round wingtips. It was a little bit more, I hate to use the word sophisticated, but it was just a different looking airplane, but basically the same aerodynamics.
Well, this one's
That-
got a triple tapered wing, but it's no flaps.
Yep.
But it's actually triple tapered, thick to thin, and tapered leading edge and trailing edge.
Was that an attempt to get an actual 5-foot corner?
Well, they were always after the zero radius corner because that was in the rule book. You know why that was in the rule book?
No.
I know the exact reason because I went down and interviewed George on video back in 1995 or 96. Spent a couple of days at his house. And we're talking about that. He and Ross McMullen were contracted by AMA to design the new pattern, the one we use for all intents and purposes we fly today. They went out in a big field and hand launched an airplane, and they put this pattern together, which pretty much canceled the twists and everything except for the triangle and one loop in the vertical. They designed the pattern, and after they designed it, George said to Ross, he said, "Now we got to put some values on this stuff." He says, "We got to do a corner radius. How tight is these things turning?" And Ross says, "Well, it looks like a 5-foot radius to me."
I'll be darned.
And that's how that came about.
Oh my.
I have that on videotape, actually, that story.
It's on
Is that
Stunt
on-
Hangar Stunt Hangar YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, that one is? Okay. Look for
Should
that.
be. I mean, I have it here on disc somewhere.
Here, Joe, you probably, I don't know if you've ever seen this or not, but this is something very similar to a humbug I built. Let's see if I can get it.
Oh,
That's mighty close, Robert. That is.
Well, that is a humbug wing, the Barron humbug wing.
And look how big the
Take a
elevators
pic,
are. The elevator is just huge.
Make it big, Spark.
Big elevators, stabilizer.
There you go.
Those gurney flaps on that thing?
Yeah.
He does.
yeah.
I got Gertie flaps on it. Yeah.
Huh.
That is most likely a very nice flying airplane.
It's a very fun airplane to
I
fly.
bet it is.
Yeah.
It's a flight streak on steroids.
He won VSC one year. I judged actually.
I was there. I saw it.
He won, and then after the contest, I got to fly his airplane and flew like an honest stunt ship. I don't think it had quite the corner of a flapped airplane, but it had a different type of corner, so it kind of suggested a tight corner.
The illusion's there.
The illusion is there, yeah.
That's the key.
But it was very easy to fly right off the get-go. Mark Klopinski and I, flew it back to back, and we both had the same feeling. It was a really good little stunt ship, you know.
I remember Baron running out there, kept practicing like mad in between for the official flights over in the practice field over by where the picnic den was
Yeah,
by the little lake.
by the pond there. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He was a practicing fool. He was like a bowler. You know, professional bowlers. They practice right up to the time they have to compete, and he was just like that. And he's been like that ever since he was a kid. You know, he lived in Ossining, New York, which was right across the river from where I lived. And I saw him every week at contests. We flew against each other for years. And nobody would practice more than he practiced.
Did he fall prey to practicing his mistakes till he perfected them, or?
You know, well, I'm sure he did. I mean, I'm looking back through rose-colored glasses. He was very good and very
Yes, he was.
He was very good and very consistent. But I think he got a raw deal in a lot of respects, especially with the humbug. He was flying an airplane called the PA 1, 2, 3. It was a little twin rudder tricycle landing gear airplane, very nondescript. He was an engineer, so he didn't put much effort into aesthetics, but he put a lot of effort into building them light and straight, accurate, and everything. And I think the judges just overlooked him because his airplanes were kind of bland. And of course, the humbug, everybody said it looked like a combat ship. So he didn't get much. You know, a little known fact is in '69, he had the high flight score in qualifying, but he didn't qualify because he had almost 0 appearance points. But he had the high flight score.
Like Rodney Dangerfield, no respect.
No respect.
I remember seeing that his earlier designs, and they were very like I call them ugly, but they were, you know, vertical engine on it, right? Or
Inverted engine, yeah.
it wasn't inverted, was it? The one I saw, it was
No, the
upright.
humbug had an inverted engine.
Yeah, the humbug was inverted, but that one,
Oh, the PAs, yeah, they had the engine was upright. You're right.
right, and there were a lot of straight lines.
Yep, and rudders that looked, pardon me, looked a lot like an Olympic.
Yeah,
No wheel spats, just landing gear sticking down.
Yeah,
one
and they
color,
were
just blue. You know, with
they
numbers
were
on it.
tall landing gear because of the upright engine. He had to
Thrust
They
line
had to be
so
tall.
low. Yeah, thrust line was very low in the airplane.
Hey,
They
Bob,
flew
what
good.
type of airplane did Roy Trantham fly?
A lot of different kinds.
Did he fly a Tempest?
Humongous. I never saw a Tempest.
He might have. I don't know.
When I saw him, he was more old time stuff than he
Yeah.
was PA. When I met him, you know.
I built 7 humungi for him.
Yeah, humongi.
Yeah.
He was a fun guy too. I liked Roy. He was a nice man.
Yeah, he was.
He had a twin engine Cessna of some sort, 340 maybe.
341
Yeah, I thought so.
with vortex generators on it.
Yeah, he had big engines in
Now
it.
you're talking.
Yeah. Here's a funny story. Whiteley used to fly commercial on Roy's nickel to Florida so he could fly out with Roy in the Cessna 341.
That's right. Bringing airplanes and stuff.
Yeah.
That's a true story.
And then he'd fly back commercial,
He wanted to go with Roy.
Yeah, he buzzed the field one day. Whiteley had a license, and he buzzed the field one day. I guess the statute of limitations has run out on that. So
Yeah, he's 7 foot under, so it won't be a factor now.
yeah,
Well, we went to Huntsville one time, Colleen and I, and we were at the hotel, and Roy was there. I think it's Leroy Black and maybe Lou Walgast, two of them from Tucson. He'd flown out there. Then they drove up in the van, brought airplanes to fly at that contest, and we were going into breakfast. And I held the door for Colleen. Says, "Come on, Roy, go on in there with you two." And the boys, I said, "Where's them two boys?" I said, "They out practicing, aren't they?" He says, "Yeah, it won't do them no good anyhow." He was something. Won't do them no good anyhow. Out practicing instead of having breakfast.
Hey, Joe, were you
Yes.
there? Were you there when the airplane flew over and dumped? I think it was John's ashes over at Brodax.
No, it was. They tried to dump Mike's there one time when I was there. Mike
who?
Donovan
Hmm.
in the Cub, and it was too windy, and it was shaking so much they couldn't dump him in the Cub. So he brought him back, and all the family was there with him. You remember that? You was there then?
Probably.
And they went and spread it up there on that top against that circle, the edge of the trees out there. But there was a guy with a white Cub up there who was going to do it, but it was just so rough and windy.
Were you there? You weren't there at FCM when they dumped. Oh, now I can't remember his name. The
Alan
guy,
Goff, not Alan Goff.
no,
Jeff. What was his name? Goodness gracious!
he
gave money
donated to
to.
the field.
That's right, Jeff.
No,
Oh my God! Not Alan Goff. That's his buddy.
yeah, I can see him in my face.
Me
Wore
too.
glasses.
Tall, skinny guy. Built a pretty
Roger
airplane.
Roger Wild.
Roger Wildman. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
He built a nice airplane too. That boy did.
Oh man, did he ever build a nice?
He built a nice airplane.
Good, pretty good flyer too.
Well, I think I went brain dead on his name too. He and a buddy in California that flies full scale airplanes, Robert Harness, I think,
Yeah.
ended up with his Mustang. He had some kind of a hot rod specialty Mustang that he ended up with. Roger was a grand guy. He was super.
He's from way back. He
Yeah.
did experiments with Bill Netzebin for his articles
I did not know that.
in Los Angeles. Yeah, had a flat top then.
He had a Playboy airplane, like Norm Whittles.
Yes.
Kept his flat top till the end of his days.
Well, when my grandfather was still alive here, maybe in 2005 or 6, he was here for Christmas, and he picked up on my stunt news and started going through it. Bill Nesband. Well, hell, I know Bill Nesband. Know his brother Fred, his dad such and such. Yeah, his brother and dad worked for me. Bill came through my office there in Joplin when he was on his way to McDonnell Douglas in St. Louis after he graduated college. And I checked. I got out there. I talked to Bill, and he said, "Oh yeah, that's exactly right." Pop remembered all that. He couldn't say what he had for breakfast, but he remembered Bill's family and he knew them all. Bill was in his office in Joplin, Missouri,
Wow.
on the way to St. Louis, going to the McDonnell Douglas who graduated college.
Joe, do you remember that we were going to go to the World Champs, and
Yes.
And our plan was to go to this contest in Germany,
And see Nesband's
and
something
and
at the field.
then we were going to go to Netzebin, Germany,
That's right.
on the way to Poland and look for a wall.
And look for a wall. Nesband
Yeah.
wall.
That's right, but
I do
you
remember
didn't go. So and
No, we didn't get to go. I
How
remember
many
that.
people got that?
Paul Walker made me go to the Nats instead of going to the contest in Germany before the World Champs. So.
And that's
Didn't
bad
find
ball.
Nesband's wall. I love it.
Well, we'll get there sooner or later.
That'd be fun.
I think I came close to it once.
Bill was another smart feller.
Yeah. Careful how you say that.
He was an intelligent man. I'll put it that way. How's that?
He's a good guy too. I enjoyed
He
it.
was. He had his airplane at Tucson one time, something like that. It was a faster airplane than that one we talked about.
He had a thing called the Gold Rush. He probably.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
you're
had one at Tucson that flew like a bullet. That was fast. I don't remember what it was for sure, but it was on that same
He also had a
airplane.
small. Because he designed the Fierce Aero, so he had a small yellow Fierce Aero too,
I never seen him fly the Fierce
with
Aero.
wing fences on it and everything. It was.
I've got a Fierce.
I saw Bill Detzeben fly a 19 size Fierce Aero at a contest in Wichita in 1962. And he won stunt, carrier, and rat race at that contest. It was a big contest.
Wow.
How'd he? I mean, darn. I've got a Fierce Aero kit out the hangar. Maybe it's a Fierce
Leave it at the
Aero
hangar.
685 or 875 or something. Great big. I opened the box.
Yeah.
I ain't built it. The rib, that middle rib must be. It's 25 inches long. That center rib. There's enough balls in that kit to build 3 airplanes.
Yeah, leave it at the hangar.
This is something to talk about.
Yeah.
He also had a combat ship. I think it was called the Equalizer, if I'm not mistaken.
Equalizer, that's right.
I didn't know that.
I
Very
told
thick-
him the booms were too short. He
thick
said
wing.
no.
Thick wing.
Yeah. He had one before that was the jerk line special.
Huh.
And it's really cool. I've got to build one. I got plans for it. But the cool thing about it was it looked so dumb that people underestimated it.
Huh.
Big fat fuselage, big fat wing. It was a great airplane, though.
He showed up at VSC one year. I think one of his last years there, with a replica of Davy Slagle's Czech Roma.
Yeah. I remember that.
Cool.
I remember that. That's exactly
Seen
right.
Pictures of it.
I remember that. Kind
Yeah.
of a boxy looking, ugly airplane, I thought. It wasn't a very pretty airplane.
But it won three Walker trophies in a
And
row.
what year? Late 40s, maybe?
Yeah,
You know,
40
the
First
late
three.
40s, that was the
47,
greatest
48.
airplane out there, probably.
place in there. Last 3 years of the 40s, and was a junior.
Yep. In 1948, if you could do a figure 8, you was doing something.
At my age, if I could still do a figure 8, I'm doing something.
Yeah, right.
Bob, some of us have seen you fly, brother.
He could close his eyes and do a figure 8.
I mean that.
I usually do.
Have you guys seen Will Davis's boy on that
Yeah.
Facebook video doing the outside loops? And
Yeah.
oh, it was so funny.
Holding
Y'all
on.
see him do it in person,
It was
man.
so
He's
great.
something else.
12-year-olds teaching a 10-year-old how to do maneuvers. And he keep pointing, do
Yeah.
it over there. The wind's over there. He'd jump around, help him do it, turn him loose, and he'd jump up and down. Oh, you did it. You did it. It was great, man. A 12-year-old teaching that.
He was funny out at Ed Waskey's function out there in West Virginia. He was teaching kids to fly. And one young lady came out there and, we said, go out there and teach her, stay with her. You left her alone by herself flying. I said, go out there and be with her.
The boy's got a lot to learn.
That boy's a
Hey,
national
but
champion.
Joe, don't you remember them at Brodak a few years
Oh,
back?
yes. I
He
think
was out
it's
there
been
teaching
longer
that
than
little
that.
girl, and I mean, that was adorable.
I think they were out there when the little one was 4 and the big one was 6.
Yeah,
The little
about
bitty
right.
boogers. And
That's
the
about
6-year-old had the gun to run the prop.
Yeah,
And Connor could fly it, and he ran the handle for him. And Will had it set up where when you gave it full up, you could just tie the string, both of them on the up line, and run the
Yeah.
throttle where it would fly. So it didn't take
Yeah.
a lot of. But
yeah.
when they finally got done, the big one reached for the handle from the little one, and that little one pulled that handle away. No, you go get the airplane. I'm the pilot. I
Yeah.
get the handle. It was great.
Remember
Great.
watching the Junkyard Wars a couple of years back. We're out there maybe 3 years ago. And Danny Banjock and about 4 kids, maybe 5 kids,
Bunches of them.
and they went out there, and every one of those kids got stick time on that
They
airplane.
did. That's exactly right.
That was the coolest thing I think I've ever seen them modeling. All those little kids handing off the airplane and flying it well, you know.
Yeah, but I think they've killed that. Somebody complained about unsafe practices, no safety thong.
No thong or something, I think, is the theory of it.
Well, whatever. It was fun to watch then. So
It
Yeah.
was. It was. I have to agree.
When you talking
Well,
about
to say
airplanes that can
Danny
fly
and some
apart at
kids,
any
they were
second,
all kids.
and they're worried about a safety
Yes.
thing.
Well, the things, you know, that if that thing got out away from you, it could hurt somebody for sure. There's people around.
Well,
the
yeah,
hotel.
that's true.
But I think they talked Danny into maybe wearing a longer thong or something. I don't know. They made arrangement that he could turn loose and walk with them, but he had the thong on his arm. Maybe it's a 2 foot long rope or something. I don't know. They did something to try to get
if
it.
you get to St. Peter at the gates after being killed by something like that, and he asked how you died, and you said an orange crate with an engine on it killed me.
Yeah.
I think he might send you someplace else.
It'd probably be all right. I don't know that thing would fly out of the circle very far anyhow. I don't know. Do you remember a guy? He was a fireman in New York, and he flew up there. He's probably gone by now. What was his name? He was a fireman, Bob, in New York City, and he flew at model airplanes. And he couldn't walk very good. And he got old. He kind of stumbled a little bit, and he was flying a junkyard ward airplane and got it up over its head trying to do a wing over, and it stalled out and started spinning, and it just spun to the ground. He started stumbling, and it landed right splat beside.
Was that Neil Beekman?
That
Neil
is. That's
Beekman,
exactly
yes.
right. That's exactly it. Neil Beekman.
Yeah.
One for me.
Yeah.
One for you, baby. Neil was a nice. There's so many good people out there, y'all.
Yeah.
Oh,
So many good people. But he was a fireman in New York City.
Yeah.
Neil Beekman. And that poor little junkyard where airplane just started spinning and just spun to the earth. And he was just stumbling, trying to get out of the way. And it missed him by 3 feet, maybe. Not very far.
Neil's been around for years and years and years.
Yes.
He's still around.
Neil's
guys-
still alive.
Yeah.
I'll be darned. Good for him.
You guys remember a guy named Hoyt Hawkins?
Sure.
I know the name.
The
Yeah.
Hawk. The Hawk.
Everybody used to pick on him or whatever. And one year at the Nets, you know, he had Parkinson's real bad. He's passed away since then. But I let him hold my Thunderbolt, you know, the good one, the third one, and he was shaking, and I was kind of nervous he was going to drop it, but you know, if you drop it, it made his day. I mean, that
Yeah.
guy,
Who are you talking about?
Hoyt Hawkins.
Lloyd.
The Hawk.
Oh yeah,
He used to have a P-40, didn't he?
Yeah.
yeah. I've got his last one in the
That's
basement.
another one for me.
I've got Hoyt's last P-40 in the basement. It's about half built. Wings in the fuselage, and it's the best one he's done yet, but he didn't get a chance to finish it. Be a great guy.
He
He was.
he published Phil Granderson's article on how to finish airplanes in Stunt News and signed his name to it. This didn't sit well with Philip.
I bet not.
I remember that episode vividly because I got a call from Phil.
Yeah, I'll bet.
I missed that one, thank goodness. I'd like to have seen it though, because I'd like to know Phil's finishing techniques, because he built light and he built beautiful.
I've got an example of that right in the next room. It's his articles in Flying Lines website in the stunt section.
Flying lines. I'll look that up.
Flyinglines.org.
I miss
I
him.
did not. I missed several of them.
Another good is Jimmy Lynch. Man, I liked him too.
Yeah, I missed Jim Lynch a lot.
He was flying an airplane called a Volunteer.
Yep.
Rodax one year. And I think the Volunteer flew in not classic, but Super 70s maybe or something. What would that have been?
30, I think.
He showed up with first in 1974 at the Nats in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Actually, he had one in 73 at the King Orange Internationals.
Well, he flew it in Brodax, probably in that Super 70s or in 70. And I was carrying my Gypsy down, getting it weighed. And Mama Joe was sitting there. She said, "Oh, Joe, that's a pretty airplane." I walked over and I said, "Well, touch it, Miss Mama Joe." And she touched it and she jerked her hand back. Are you flying against Jimmy at this airplane? No, Jimmy's in every class. Said, that's okay. She went back to touching it. It was so funny.
You guys remember Addis Elmore?
Yeah,
I don't know him.
Nobody remembers Addis?
that's
Bill.
been way back.
That's going way back. He was at the 74 Nats too. And we had that B-47 tie-down pad at Chennault Air Force Base there, which had, been decommissioned. And you could pretty much see the curve of the earth in that runway. So
Oh my goodness.
we each had our own practice circle. You could have your own practice circle if you wanted it. And we drove up by the hangars there, and we were looking down maybe 10 circles, maybe 12 circles down. You could still see the airplane in the air. And he was flying this Fox 35 airplane at about a 6-second lap. And you could see it go up and crawl over. And we watched it as it went into the ground, and pieces were coming up. You could see the pieces coming up off the ground, and then you could still hear the engine running because the sound hadn't got, the sound.
Oh my.
Yeah.
What's Poor Addis.
He lives around here now.
Does he? Yeah, he developed a product called the Wandit. Remember that? He advertised it in flying models. He sent me one for review.
This the weed machine picks
this
up weeds.
It's a little sanding device. It looked like an electric knife, but it had an oscillating thing where you could put different bars on for sanding and buffing and all kinds of things. And he apparently put a mortgage on his house to have the dies made to make a very elaborate machine. And he called Les and I, he called us up to his room. He said, I want you to see something. He wanted me to see it because I was at Flying Models at the time. And you could see his wife was in panic because if this thing didn't sell, they were going to lose their house. And we walk in, and Les is a reverend, and he flips the thing on, and it's going back and forth, and Les just looks at me like, And his wife knew what Les was thinking, and she almost had a heart attack. He sent me one for review, and I did a 2-page review. It worked, but a sanding block is quicker for me. And it never sold very well, unfortunately. I think he lost a lot of money on that deal. A lot of money.
That's a shame.
You know how to double your money quick, don't you?
Yeah, I guess.
Fold it over and put it back in your pocket.
Yeah. You know how to go into a business and make a small fortune?
Start with a large one.
Start with a large one. That's it.
That's aviation. How do you make a fortune in aviation? Start the large one, fill it down.
Yeah, racing is a real good example of that. I learned that the hard way. The only people that make money in racing, just if any of y'all out there listening that don't already know, the ones that make money at racing are the promoters and the track owners. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't the race driver.
The hot dog vendors at Martinsville.
Yeah, well, no, that's a possibility too. I'm telling you what, I raced a lot of divisions for a lot of years, drag racing, sports cars, everything. You don't make no money racing.
No, it's an outgo.
You're in it for the love of it. That's it. Just love to drive.
Kind of like model airplanes.
Yeah.
When you're a world
but the
champion,
difference
you
is
come
in model
home.
airplanes, some guy won't ask you to drive their race car, knowing that thing is built so substandard. If you ever wreck it, a tailpipe is not a roll bar. I'm not kidding you. A guy asked me to drive a car, and it was a fast car. I kept thinking, how is this little 350 powered Anglia so much faster than the one I drove last year for Doug? Doug had decided to turn his into a street car, a street rod. And I started driving this one, and this one was so much faster. I thought, what in the world's going on? Then one night I was getting out of it, and I had just gotten my class ring, and I touched the roll bar, grabbed the roll bar, and it made a funny ting. And I sat there and flipped that thing. It was made out of galvanized exhaust pipe. If I had rolled that car over, it would have flattened down to the roof line. There was nothing in that car that would have stopped it. The whole front end was fiberglass, so that wouldn't have stopped nothing. Ugh. That was the last night I drove that car. But we did win that night. It was fast. It was 350 Chevy with a fuel injected with a 671 blower and 2 4-barrels. I mean, not 4-barrel. Doug's was 4 barrels. This one was fuel injected with Hildebrand injectors, about that tall, and then a 671 blower. And I mean, it was quick, but it was a death trap.
There's Mr. Hoffman showed up. Hello, Jim.
Howdy, everybody.
Hello, hello.
Hey, Jim.
Howdy.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you. Hope you're
Jim,
getting your
what's the
share
blue
of
one over
black
your
kiss.
head?
He's got some eye candy behind him too. A classic.
Jim,
and a
what's the blue one
profile.
over your? What's the blue one over your head? It looks like a Mo Best.
That is a Profile Pathfinder e-Power.
There you go.
And then I got your Aries there. That was that VSC 2.
That's an
Yeah, I
old,
remember that
old
one.
Aries. Yeah,
VSC
I remember that one. It flew for a long time.
2 or 3.
yeah. There's some used to be airplanes.
The front half showed up missing.
Yep. Let's see. What's that? Top one is an Impact. The one in the middle is an Upstart. And the one on the bottom, that's
Barnstormer.
the tail of a Joe Reinhardt Barnstormer.
Barnstormer. Well done.
Oh, Joe's Barnstormer bit the dust. That's a shame. That was a darn good flying airplane.
You know, I got an airplane that looks exactly like that.
Yeah, P-47.
That's right.
Hey, Sparky,
Yeah.
make me big for a second.
Oh, that's the airplane right there.
There it is.
Oh, look at that.
Lou Woolard.
Look at Jim. Look at Jim with a black beard and black hair, though. Now, does that not look wild?
That cool?
Lou
Yep.
Woolard. The guy on
Yeah.
the bottom, the Aries, was
Bob
married to
Hazel.
Mary Gephardt, wasn't he?
Bob Hazel.
Yeah, it's Bob Hazel.
Wasn't he married to Mary Gephardt?
Yeah.
Yes. I think
Yep.
they were common law relationship.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah.
Interesting couple.
Hey, Bob.
What happened to Mary? Whatever happened to Mary? She
He
was an
passed
interesting
away.
lady.
She
Yeah.
died
Oh,
pretty
that's
young.
a shame.
Pretty young. Way too young.
He was a
Is
sweetheart.
Hazel gone too? I think he is.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I thought the world of her. She came over after my super slow flight at Tucson and says, some very impressive loops, but how in the world you keep them out there? 6-second loops.
Hmm.
And that sucker went rich. It went rich. Lord.
Hey, Bob, do you know Takahashi Hara?
Yeah. I know him very well. Why?
He seems like a nice. I just met him tonight on Facebook.
We
with Todd
see him
Phil.
again. Say hello to him for me. I signed his Hurricane. He had an airplane called the Hurricane. And
Yeah.
at 78, when I won the world, he asked me to sign it. So I went to a little tiny place. He says, no, big.
Well, I invited him to come in with us someday if he's around.
Yeah,
So
I'd love to
hopefully,
see Hara again.
yeah.
And Masuda, and we've had a whole bunch of really good flyers and really good guys. They're a lot of fun to be around.
Yep. Hiki used to come out here to VSC. He was a regular for a while.
Was that
Yeah,
Masaru
Masaru
Hiki?
Hiki.
Hiki? Yeah.
He was quite a guy. He
Yeah, he was.
This picture of Kaz at VSC. What was this? VSC 3. And that's Kaz at VSC 3.
All American?
Bonsai.
There's Chosel, I guess, and Jim Renkar and Todd Lee.
Oh my goodness, look at Jim.
And who else do we have in here?
It looks like Bert Brokaw there.
We got, I think that's Dixon. Is that Dixon? Yeah, Tom Dixon
Think so.
with a Thunderbird, and Daryl Harvin,
Daryl Harvin, looky there.
and Big Art Adamison, and Bob Gialdini, and Frank McMillan and Fred. What's his name? Can't think of his name. Guy with the Madman. What's his name?
I don't know him.
Yeah, you do.
He's the one that did all the ignition stuff.
Lives in Southern California.
Yeah, I can't think of his name. Floyd Carter. Floyd Carter.
Oh, that's
Floyd
Floyd?
Carter.
That's
There's,
Floyd?
That's
Oh my
Floyd.
gosh.
There's
Yeah,
Teddy.
he lives in Eugene now.
Yes.
Mm.
Wasn't he a
He's also
full-scale pilot also?
And there's
No,
Jack
he
Sheets.
worked at the same place Brett worked.
Jack.
Lockheed.
Jack Sheets and Jim Armour.
And that's a Sheik's airplane.
That's an airplane called the Sheik.
That's what I mean.
Yep.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
Man, those stunt newses were awesome, weren't they?
This was
I didn't get into it till
this
04.
was flying models.
That's flying models. Okay.
And the keeper of the flame that year was Ed Southwick.
Yeah.
Look,
He was
I'm
a
looking
great
at
guy.
that bow right now.
I saw him get that hat knocked off the top of his head there on that little practice circle, the one that's the little grass circle there between the. He was walking and following the line, and that some guy came by with some long lines, and knocked the hat right off his head.
Woo!
I had to tackle a guy once to keep him from getting hit.
Here comes the champion.
Hey,
Yay!
Hey, Dennis.
Champion. Used to be
Used to be.
a long time ago. My God. Would you believe 53 years ago? All right. So
Wow.
that's
I'm-
not very long, and
I have a question for Dennis. I've been waiting for you.
oh,
What did you say minimum rib spacing is under the sheeted leading edge?
we used to use 1 inch, but I think 1.5 inches is good. I think
Okay.
2 inches is a little far.
Okay.
I think 2 inches works good if you're going to use 3 30-second skins. But for 1/16, I'd hate to go over 1.5 inches.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
That and $10 will buy you a Starbucks. So
Okay. Now
Yeah.
back to our original program.
regularly scheduled program. Okay. Right. Edwowski, how many feet you walking
Thank
on
you.
today?
0. Well, 1.
What, you're
I-
still 1 foot in it, huh? All right.
1 more week starts tomorrow. I got 7 more days tomorrow.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Here you go.
So,
1.25 inches.
What airplane's that, Bob?
This is 1 5/16. Well, 1.5. For most of them, 1.5 centers.
What is that, Bob?
This is the twin I'm building. This is the lost foam fixture to make the fully sheeted built-up wing.
Oh, fully sheeted. Now, do you continue that 1.5 inch spacing all the way back?
The problem is, they look so cool when you're building them, but then you cover them and they look like foam wings.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All
That
that,
sucker's stiffer than the board, I bet you.
all that cool work is hidden.
It's not going to twist.
It's not going to twist.
I can tell you the 53-year-old airplane that I'm still trying to draw plans for is sitting here on my bench, and it has the rib every inch and everything like that. It was built with any spars and no spars or anything like that. And that wing doesn't have a single ripple on it after 53 years.
Wow.
All right. And I know it works. I think it's a little bit overkill. I think 1.5 inches will do it. I've done other wings at 1.5 inches that turned out really well.
Especially if you use quarter grain balsa, which, it's very stiff. It won't sag.
Yeah, yeah.
You
So,
should just attribute that to your excellent building skills from 53 years ago.
back when I knew something, maybe. I don't know.
I think
Yeah.
Dad had something to do with that too.
Actually, I think I was kind of the catalyst for that because we had been making some foam wings, we've been making some ribbed wings and everything like that. And we settled on if you do enough ribs on a ribbed wing, of course it's the same as foam. discovered carving ribs way back then. All right. You take a root rib and a tip rib, stack up all your blanks in between, and literally carve it like it's a block of wood. Okay. And you can get a perfect airfoil progression with one caveat is that especially along the leading edge, from the high point forward, the angles that you sand into the ribs are a little brushed.
You
Now,
know how
somewhere
you make
along
them
that
less
way,
drastic, Dennis?
pardon me?
You know how you make them less drastic angles?
Build two sets at
Well,
a time.
well,
No,
two at a
no.
time will help some, but what are you
I
going to say?
I stack the left and right wing together and then separate them out. One
Yeah.
for one, and
Yep.
but if you do one wing at a time, the angle is so great.
Yeah, and of course, if you do it the way Bob does, then the angle that you get is actually the correct angle.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the other thing that around the time we were doing that, there was a guy out east who was building, control specialties company, I think it was, had been messing around with foam wings, and I think about that time was transitioning from using 3M spray, which had a tendency of drying out and stuff like that. And it was a little bit, boy, you needed a nice touch to get it the same every time. If you,
And it was heavy.
a couple extra passes and it got really heavy. A couple, not. But at any rate, I think Bob, you had just started messing around with just using epoxy. And
I experimented with literally dozens of adhesives, carpet adhesive. I had salesmen coming in, showing me adhesives, and I tried everything. And it turned out that in those days we were using, I think, this is before the finishing resin, we were using Hobby Epoxy 3 and squeezing it on real thin,
That's exactly right. I was going to say, and that's where my story was heading, is that we started using Hobby Epoxy number 2, I think it was. Number 3 was the Thixotropic or whatever.
No, 3 was the too big 2. 3 was the stuff where you, or was it 2? I'm not sure.
Yeah, 2 was the 2-hour cure time.
I think it was 3 hours.
Yeah, and at any rate, you could spread that out and spread it and scrape it and everything. But anyhow, these ribbed wings had the sheeting was completely covered on the inside with epoxy. Thin it down to where it was dull, right? Lay it on there with a bunch of weights and everything to hold it down. And those are darn good wings, darn true wings. So,
epoxy on the whole thing.
Yes, on the whole sheet.
Ha!
On a ribbed wing, epoxied the whole sheet.
Well, I do that with I'm using quarter grain balsa wood, so it doesn't have a tendency to get that start. Right. Anyway, but I use very light balsa wood, and I mean like 4-pound stock or less. And then what I do is I sand it on the bottom and vacuum it, and I put Z-epoxy finishing resin on, heat it, and wipe it around till the whole skin is saturated. But I take every last bit off I possibly can, and then that leaves that soaks into the grain a little bit. So when you do epoxy it to the ribs, the glue doesn't soak up into the wood and cause a bad joint. And then I just take the Z-epoxy and put it on the ribs with a Q-tip and put it all together and put it down in the cradles and weight it down with about 30 pounds.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we didn't put the epoxy on the ribs. We just did it on the skin. And it's kind of a leap of faith and everything like that. The other thing, and you're hinting at it there, but the other thing we started on was joining the entire sheet off of the wing, sanding the living bejesus out of it, get rid of all the joints and everything like that, and lay it on. And the next thing you hit it with was a coat of clear dope. I mean, you not sand the skin when it was glued in place.
Well, I actually make the leading edge shells molded. And I make them come back so they come halfway up onto the C-tube spar. Like, so let's say it's a quarter-inch wide spar, they come up 1/8 of an inch under there. And then when you make that plate that goes from the back of the leading edge shell all the way off the back of the wing, it's also attached over that, it butts up against the leading edge shell on that quarter-inch spar. So you have a platen on which to stand without dipping into the wood.
Yeah.
I'll get that wing again. I'll show it.
Right, anyhow.
You could use a paint mask when you put the epoxy on the inside, and then only get it where the ribs are. or a little bit outside. Beach.
Oh, wow. That's very clever, Howard.
You see that shell, the seam from the leading edge shell, which is not quarter grain because that won't mold. So this is A grain in front. And you
Yeah.
see where it matches up to the C grain right over the
Mhm.
spar.
You know, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think if you're using the epoxy and you're using it solid on the inside, that's like what Bob does with the formed bodies on his planes. It puts that in there, and it helps. It also helps by stiffening that up to keep it from getting
Yeah,
that
I'm not
Star
sure.
Wars look.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I'm not really sure how much the epoxy just sitting on the wood. I've always thought it would be a good idea. Never been brave enough to do it, but to put like if you had a layer of like 00 silk span or something really, really light on the inside, if you're looking to like really strengthen it, I think that would be brutal. You know,
I
come
found
out
if you put
brutally
that
strong
coated
if you did
epoxy on
that.
the
Yeah.
bottom of quarter grain, you see
Yeah,
the
but then, you know, if you do that and you put the paper on or anything,
it's
you know, carbon or whatever else you want to use, I think all it does is it just becomes another blanket to soak up more extra
yeah,
epoxy.
it's bulletproof just
yeah.
that way. And it's
Well, I always used to take Final Net and spray Final Net on my balsa before I put the epoxy on.
I use Acronet.
Yeah.
Oh, well, same stuff.
You tell
Cheap
I really,
lacquer.
I really
It's
need
cheap
it.
lacquer.
Yeah,
Cheap lacquer.
it's cheap
Yeah,
lacquer.
that's it. Well, so yeah, Bob, neither one of us needs hairspray anymore, but
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah, if you put
I've always been a little reluctant to do that only because it's a foreign object
yeah, it
between
works
the
great.
epoxy and the
It works.
balsa.
I do it on every wing I've done for 25 years.
Yeah.
Bob Knoll got me into doing that years and years ago. And you spray that, it's cheap lacquer is what it is. You get
Yeah.
the cheapest you can
Yeah.
get the non-scented because you don't want your airplane to smell like a French, you know.
Like a what?
You know.
So you get the cheapest stuff and you put a light coat on and it's lacquer and it seals the grain a little bit so it doesn't soak up so much epoxy and it doesn't weigh anything. I mean, you almost can't even weigh it, you know.
Yeah.
So going back to putting a sheeted skin on a ribbed wing.
Yeah.
I usually I've only done it a few times over the years, but I'll put epoxy on the ribs or even tight bond and just work as fast as I can.
Mhm.
That's what I do too.
Who was that?
That's
Who
what
was
I've
that
done
fellow
too.
in Milwaukee that cheated his wings?
Mario Rondinelli.
Rondinelli, yes.
The Venus.
Yeah, I saw him in 1962, 62 Nats. Beautiful.
Yeah.
God, you guys got good memories.
I
All
wound
right,
up
there's a
getting,
challenge. Howard, did you get to see his Venus airplane? I think was at the 64 Nats, and that's the one that got destroyed, and they flew it into a judge's chair or something like that.
He flew it
They
into
put the
a
thing
barrel.
back together, and I guess it looked like like an airplane that had been flown into a chair and repaired. All right.
It was a barrel. It was a barrel that was holding some kind of, you know, crowd
All
control.
right. But at any rate, did you get a chance to see it before it was damaged? It was
No.
kind of a metallic purple with
Purple.
white trim.
It's metallic blue.
No.
Grape ape.
Yeah. All right.
Took second.
Didn't they go back and get him less appearance points for that too?
Yep. It happened before appearance points, and then he ended up losing the Nationals by like a point or something like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, man.
Solhavy. He placed ahead of Scarinzi and behind Solhavy.
Mm. Yeah, I
I
saw
like it.
Scarizzi's airplane there.
I've got a Venus airplane out in the garage, and I like that airplane.
Yeah, I know you're kind of fond of it. I haven't figured out why yet, Joe.
It flies good.
No, me either.
It flies pretty good, don't it?
It flies pretty darn good.
I
Not as
don't
good as
know
a
how where
Caprice,
those
but
plans
pretty
ever
good.
came from. It was never published or anything like that.
Pete Peterson
Yeah.
built that airplane. I don't know where he got them. I got the plans out. I got the plans. Well, I said Phil's got the plans even.
McMillan has one too.
Yeah, Warren built one too.
I made the fixture for the fully sheeted built up wing for it.
I wound
Oh,
up
good
with
for him.
one of his airplanes when I first got back in the hobby. I didn't know it was one of his. It was a stiletto, green, beautiful thing. I crashed it.
Years ago, Bob Reeves built flaps, piece flaps. And he'd get his wood all cut to fit that piece flap. He'd get a small roller and his glue, and he'd get that roller wet, run it on the wood, set it on the balsa, run the other side on the wood. He only glued the flap where all he's getting glue is where the joint was. He did not glue up. He didn't glue the wood. He glued the structure of the frame with the foam roller. He took a 2-inch wide foam roller and just run the glue down the structure of the flap, laid it on the wood, run the other side, laid the wood on it, weighted it down. That way only had glue where he wanted it.
That's pretty smart.
He
Sounds like something Trey would do.
He didn't put wood on the sheet. He just put it on the structure. And you could do that on your ribs too, zoom with a roller, and you'd waste a lot of glue on your roller, but you'd only have it where you want it.
You're only doing one panel at a time. Let's say you're doing the bottom left panel.
Yeah.
You can use a Q-tip and Z-epoxy and do it so quick.
So quick.
Yep.
Yeah. It's not a big deal.
Kevin Butler said, "Them are nice planes, Jim."
They are.
Sorry, I didn't get that when he first posted it.
I don't think Jim's ever had a dog.
He was complimenting Jim on his airplanes he was showing off.
Well,
Jim's
thank you,
ringmasters. Jim's ringmasters are even pretty.
I know it. I have one question though, Jim. Where the heck is Big Orange? The Prowler.
There.
Oh, it's over there. Okay.
Over there.
Okay. As long as nothing happened to it. That's too pretty an airplane.
So today I got to use one of my favorite tools.
Oh, line.
Aha, he made up some lines.
Yeah, everyone know what this is?
I do.
Yeah.
The Jerry Phelps line wrapping fixture.
Mhm.
Makes the job about as easy as it's going to be.
I got one just like it.
I finally made one of those after wrapping thousands of combat lines just by hand.
Yeah.
Well,
Should have made
it 60 years ago.
The secret of that's how tall he's got it, where you get your hand under it.
Yep.
If you make it too shallow.
You know, seriously,
I
Jerry
use one of
Phelps
these
is,
too.
Oh,
Can
good.
you
Yeah,
use that and spin it and get away with it?
That's from Mr.
I can't do what Jim Lee does.
I can't either. I've tried.
Jim Lee does it with that, but I can't.
A serving mallet.
I do it very slowly.
Somebody
do
was in
too.
the Navy, he knew what to call it.
Yeah,
The serving mallet.
serving mallet.
I don't know. I tried making up some steel lines recently, and I had some trouble. I just couldn't get the double. I couldn't get the double surgeon's knot to take. So
Yeah.
I made arrangements over Sunday to pick up a couple of interesting things. I'm picking up a Super Ringmaster kit because that was my second airplane I ever had, big airplane I had.
My second one too.
Yeah, I'm going to build it, lighten it up, but I'm going to back in '62 I built one and I moved the landing gear to the wing, and I'm going to build it that way.
Oh.
And there were a lot of people in the Los Angeles area that were doing that, so
You gonna
that's
put
where
a McCoy 40 in it?
I'm going to put either that or a McCoy 29.
I'd go with a 35
Go
instead
with
of
the
29.
40. I'd go
Will
with the
that still
40.
be old time stunt legal with that change?
No, it'd be
It's
classic legal.
It's classic anyhow. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I don't know. Okay, 29 in mine.
Yeah, and the
Good
plane
gracious.
was designed for a 19 to a 35. And if you built them heavy, they needed the 35. But
Is this the one that's like a ringmaster with the built-up fuselage, or is this the big Imperial?
Yeah.
no, this is the one, the Ringmaster with a built-up fuselage.
Yeah, that's a little bitty airplane.
Yeah. It could go with a 29 quite. Now I've got a brand new 29 sitting around.
Easy peasy.
When I was a kid, I thought that was a huge airplane.
Oh, yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
And then
Where'd
I
Howard
got
go?
hold of a Johnson 32, or the Johnson Stunt Supreme. And
Yeah.
it's got
Yeah.
going to be a tribute model to my best flying buddy when I was a kid. He had a Thunderbird 1, with the upright engine and all
Upright
that in
engine.
it. And he had that engine in it, that Johnson Supreme. And I haven't been able to run across him. I haven't seen him since a couple years after high school. I don't even know if he's still alive, but I'm going to build that airplane as a tribute to the friendship we had.
Howard was talking about an OK-29.
Yeah.
That's the finger bustingest airplane motor I ever had. That
Turns
thing
glow
bit me so
fuel
many
into
times.
noise. So
That's right.
Yeah, that thing
Is
bit
that the
me
one
so
that had
many
the gold-
times. I finally
Is that the
put
one
it
that
back
had
in
the
the
gold
box. I
head
think
and
it's still in the box.
the gold little dome in the back for the fuel tank?
Yeah,
That's the 35. This had a red
Okay.
red fuel tank.
I have one
I
with the
can't
gold.
remember what color fuel tank was. You guys got much better memories than I've got.
We're older than you are.
I know. It's what worries me. You're older than me and still have better memories.
How do you know where?
That's all right, Howard. I'm old enough to remember when Denny and Bob both had hair.
Wow. You're
oh
off.
man.
You're off my Christmas list.
Oh Lord.
My
I'm
father
telling you
was
what.
my father was follically impaired, and my mother used to make fun of him. And he said to her, he said, "Well, grass doesn't grow in a busy street." And she came back with, "Well, it doesn't grow in a billiard ball either."
Oh my
Mama was a
goodness.
smart woman.
Mama was
Great.
quick.
Oh,
There's
Mama
the old
was
story
quick.
about men that are bald in front and bald in back. I'm sure you've heard it.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I'm telling you what, Bob's dad was no joke. That was a smart man. I
Yes,
went
he
in there. I
was.
went to Brodak one year. First year I went to Brodak, I was having a problem and I couldn't figure out what to do. And he was telling he says, "Well, you just need to add some head gaskets." I thought, where in the heck am I going to get head gaskets for this thing now?
And he made them.
He says, "Boy, what is wrong with you? Come with me." And we went over to the side. And he grabbed up a piece. There's a piece of tin laying. I kid you not, in the floor. He picked it up and picked up some tin snips. And I walked out of there 5 minutes later and put 2 new head gaskets in that motor. Took it out to the field, cranked it up, and it ran like a clock.
He used
That
to live.
thing.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you got it.
He used to live. He bought the house right behind where I'm living now. When he after my mother died and he got remarried, and then his second wife had Alzheimer's and she died also. But he lived right behind me, and he had a full machine shop in his basement. I mean, surface grinders, a big Bridgeport, lathes, everything. And and back in the days when Robbie and I were flying together and trying to get ready for a nationals at the 11th hour, we would go over to his house at like 2 a.m, knock on the door, or not even knock, I had keys, go in, wake him up and say, "I need this." And I made a sketch, and he'd go down to the shop and machine it for me and give it to me. And that happened like dozens of times. So we put on the side of our airplanes, everybody asked what it meant, a little circle with a U and an A in it. And it stood for unfair advantage.
Daddy.
Oh well. Yeah, my father, a lot of the same story, but he used to do a lot of stuff at work. So we were sponsored by Generous Motors.
There you go.
Yeah, they just didn't know how generous they were, did they?
Yeah, I didn't know that. So
I got a few of them mufflers.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's where they
I'd
started
like to
from
have a few of
anyway.
those mufflers.
I won the national with one of your dad's mufflers.
Yeah.
Does anybody make a tube muffler for LA-46? Anybody know that?
Dinger.
I don't think so.
Dinger could, I think, yes.
Scott Dinger would do it. I just saw him last week, Joe.
Did you? I think.
Oh, good.
He was mouse racing or something a couple weeks ago, as a matter of fact.
Good show.
Yeah.
Well, if you take if you get a Kimby 28 muffler or 25, that slag motor they had, the 28, You get that muffler, but you get the input or from the 45 version. So you take the 25, the 28 or 25 size off, put the 24 on. You have to redo that and take the guts out of that. You got a really nice tube muffler for a 40-46.
Well, a Fox 35 will come mighty close to fitting LA 46. Might have to ream my hole out a little bit or something. But that's one of my secrets for my LA 46 on my big Ringmaster, the big Ringmaster. It's got a Fox tube muffler on it with the stinger. And I thought, I'm going to get rid of some nose weight. And I took that off and flew it. And the sucker didn't run worth a dang. And I said, well, that answered that question. Put that back on there and live with the nose weight.
Yeah.
Joe, do you have
Joe,
a
a
header
lighter
piece
prop.
that fits the motor?
Say that again.
Do you have a header, like an extension, exhaust extension that fits the motor?
No.
Oh. You know,
You can
Dubro used to sell one. I've got a few. I don't know what your hole spacing is.
I'd have to look and see.
Subaru
I'll
used
go
to
do some
sell a
stuff.
piece of aluminum that was tubular that you could make your own muffler out of. I don't know if they
Right.
sell that.
I was
anymore.
I'll show
Hey,
you a
Joe,
muffler I made.
well, crap, I don't know. No, no, they're not doing that.
Hey, Joe, are you familiar with Stan Frady?
No, I am not.
Okay, he's on Facebook a lot, I guess, but he makes mufflers and he's always open.
I'll
Yeah,
call Dinger. Dinger can, if he's still
Stan
playing,
Frady's the other
he
one.
could build that burger good
Yeah,
too.
he's probably got one.
Yep, there's
Oh,
one of
look at
them.
that.
Oh,
right
that's
there.
awesome.
That's nice.
That's badass right there.
So that's aluminum tubing, and that fitting, that end cap is from like Home Depot parts drawer, the lawn furniture type part. I can get them at my Home Depot.
Yeah.
But that's a homemade muffler. It's not welded. It's everything is JB weld or bolted together.
Right. I'm just going to put it on that Madman. I'm putting LA 46 on my Madman. And I just like to get that. I mean, I could even take the LA 46 muffler and just whack off the muffler and have an extension if all else fails. I just want to get it out of the fuselage, a little ways.
LA 46 is heavy enough for the front of your Madman.
I don't know, but they make heavy spinners and they make stuff to make it work.
Well, I put my Madman 46 or 56 is what I think you're talking about.
That's what I'm building. Yep.
I haven't put a motor to it yet, but I'm thinking more like Merco 61. I've got a real good Merco 61 I wanted to home for. So it's either going that or a super what's that plane you started out with, Bob?
What's that?
You used to, instead of flying Noblers, you flew a
Chief.
Super Chief.
Well,
I've got a Super Chief kit
I
downstairs.
flew Chiefs.
Yeah. I could put put that Merc on a Super Chief, but I'm gonna put it in something. That's a one flip engine, and it's just a great old motor. Put it in something, play with it, or I do like I did. I've done 2 or 3 others. I'll put the darn thing together and hang it on the wall. Somebody will come by and want it, and they'll leave with it.
Just get you one of Don Hutchison's Warbirds and put that Merco 61 in it and have a nice time.
Well, that'd
You
work
have
too.
a profile Warbird to boot.
I've been thinking about doing a profile Warbird and putting a 4-stroke on it because I remember some cat that did that. I can't remember who it was.
I made a living with that if I could have made money.
I'm telling you.
That was a good flying airplane, Joe.
It was. That was a Don Hutchison personal built that airplane.
I guess just thinking out loud here, I guess I don't know, the old time folks especially. I don't know why the old time movement hasn't embraced 4-stroke engines. So I think that'd be a beautiful match.
That Madman 56, that would be a beautiful airplane for a Sato 40 if you want to deal with the 4-stroke. My trouble with the 4-stroke, you're just 2 clicks from disaster everywhere you go.
Overrun or underrun?
Just two clicks. The best to never touch the needle. Put 20% nitro or 23 or 28 or 15, but leave that dang needle alone and change your nitro to get what you want. But when it was right, it was awesome, dude. Holy mackerel.
Yeah. And of course, Bob Reeves used to, I thought he was complexing it, but man, his stuff sure worked well. 'Cause
Oh, boy.
he put in that air adjust on it, and it was
Yes.
like, it's
Yeah.
not enough to adjust the fuel side. We're going to adjust the air side too. I said, are you
Yeah.
kidding me? You know,
Well, you
They-
know, when you got those, when you
and
got the
and
vents,
his engines ran like watches, you know?
They did.
yeah. You know, the guys in Texas, the manifolds you got from them had different manifolds, different Venturis. I didn't want to have to change the manifold. I mean, the Venturi all the time, take it all the way out. So I got one of those that Mr. Hill made for me. And you just reach a screwdriver through the side of the plane and adjust it. It works. It's crazy, but it works.
Well, if you that engine, you could have it running, and you could unscrew that air choke, and it would go lean so quick and go back in and go rich so quick. But they suck fuel better when they're leaned in, when they're screwed in harder. You know,
Yeah.
the 4-strokes don't have a lot of suck to begin with. It's just getting it every now and then to begin with.
Well, it's just every other stroke. So
That's right. So the pressure helped, and putting that air screw in. There was a fine line to do both of them. When you had it,
Yeah.
my engine, when it was ringing, you could hear a ringing noise, like it's detonating or something. It had a ringing noise. When it was ringing, don't walk, run to the handle, dude. It's ready.
Yeah.
And then
The
we
old
got
time-
diesels.
The old time powertrain I like is Brossel's Orwick, the one that's super loud.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lord
he
have mercy.
tried to give me one last year, and I don't know. It really is a cool motor, and you can see it make. I launched the airplane. It makes a huge amount of static thrust.
Was it green?
Mhm.
Did it have
Yes.
green? Yeah.
Green.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
it's
that was
swinging a
it.
13-inch prop.
Right. He gives you a set of headphones to wear
Yes.
you launch his airplane.
Yeah.
I'm 75% deaf, and I wear those headphones because it's painful. All right.
Yeah. But I mean, if you're gonna do it, that is a pretty cool power plant. If you're
It
gonna
is.
stay with the
Yeah.
glow.
It was the precursor of the Johnson motor.
Well, yeah, the smaller
What-
Johnsons never came out with a 61 or whatever, but yeah, I mean,
What
it looks
motor
like a Johnson blown up to a 61. So
What was it?
a big
What motor is
Johnson,
it?
whatever. Oh,
What
Orwick.
motor is it?
Orwick.
Oh, Orwick. Yeah, they are
Orwick
loud.
64.
Green
Yeah.
motors.
It's a reproduction.
They've
So
even
Oh,
got some
Oh
of them
boy.
with aluminum pistons and pistons and sleeves and stuff. They've done changing. I mean, they've spent money to make them more modern inside. Some people.
Oh yeah, and modern tolerances.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
When I had this Anderson Spitfire, that humongous, and flew it so long, that's the only airplane that Colleen says, when it starts, Joe, you run to the handle. Don't walk. Hurry up and get there.
I
So
bought
she
a
let
bunch.
go of it.
I
Mm.
bought a bunch of diesels. I really like to try diesels on a stunt ship.
Oh,
Well, you live by
Oh.
yourself.
I've done that,
Yeah.
and they make power beyond what you think they should make too. But
Yeah.
there's no. It's all one speed. It never changes, and it's
Yeah,
going.
but if you miss on the fuel, you can
You're
overrun.
same story as a 4-stroke.
What's that? What's a greenhead? I forgot. It's a K&B greenhead torpedo.
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 That's another one that had a whine to it. Clayton Smith used to have one in his All-American Senior, and of course, no muffler. And he wanted me to launch that fool thing. Man, you'd launch that thing one time and your ears would ring the rest of the day.
Oh, it's terrible.
Well, that darn exhaust is pointing up at you.
Up
Yeah,
at-
pointing at you. Yeah.
Same thing with Mercos. They were really loud.
Yeah, why is a Merco so loud? They're obnoxiously loud.
Well, I
The
run a muffler
timing
on
on them
mine.
or something's
But
different.
a Fox
I don't know.
59 is obnoxiously loud
It
too.
is.
We called
But I have
Mercos.
several of those.
We called Mercos leaf breakers.
I've got a long shaft Fox out in the garage in a Foxy that Charlie Bruce built. Remember Charlie Bruce?
Yeah.
He
You
built
don't-
an
you
airplane
don't,
called a Foxy.
You enjoy that. You enjoy looking at that one because Charlie Reeves absolutely loved the Fox 59 long shaft, and he had the
Right.
best running ones I've ever seen.
I,
But
I-
he went to the short shaft, and I asked him why. He says, "Because I got tired of replacing the dang
you
thing."
can't.
There's an
well,
Orwick.
Now
That's
that Foxy, that's maroon, right?
Yes,
Mhm.
it's out in the garage hanging out.
See, Sparky's not there. All right.
Oh, look at that. My word.
See how it's rear mounted?
Look how you mounted that thing.
There's no
Good
lugs
gracious.
on it.
Yep.
No lugs. It's lugless.
So that's where the mountain from the back case came from. Some of the motors,
Mhm.
that's the way they came.
Yeah.
Son of a gun. Live and learn, guys.
That's it. A bolt-on exhaust. Where'd it go? There we go.
I'll be darned. Look at that.
Nice looking. Is that the reproduction or?
This is actually a late model. It's got a serial number and I traced it down. It was like one of the last runs of the original engine. It's still pointed, still got points and everything like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Fred, whatever, the violin player that at Tucson that built all the parts for
He
the
had this and he
What?
has a 29 reproduction.
That's what,
Yeah.
Floyd Carter?
Lloyd
yeah,
Carter.
Floyd Carter.
I'm
he
not sure
had
who
one.
made the repro. But yeah,
He
this
asked-
here was actually an original run. It's still serial numbered, and there was a
Locked up.
Yeah, Denny, you're freezing up.
they were built, and this is like one of the last ones.
Who built the
That's neat.
reproductions of the Anderson Spitfires? I've got one of those out in the garage too.
Yeah, I
You
got
remember
one of
that?
those too from my dad's stack, and they made an interesting point on their reproductions. They say they weren't duplicated; they were made off the original tools.
Oh, is that a fact?
So yeah, it was not part of the original model run, but when they restarted it, they were working with original castings and things like that. So it was it's a real gray area, not really a reproduction where somebody retooled it or anything like that. It was actually one they found and dusted off the old tools and started
I'll be
making
darned.
engines again.
Well, I've got one of those out in the garage
Yeah.
just because I thought it was cool.
Oh, they are. I seem to remember somebody on Stunt Hangar posted that they took and this is like, well, I guess 10 years ago. They were flying an SV-11 ORF with I think it was an Orwick. It might have been an Anderson, but it was one of those, and apparently worked well.
That's a backwards anachronism. Usually you see old airplanes with new engines.
Yeah, but this guy was running it. Well, he was running it on glow, of course, not ignition or anything like that. But the engines were big and nasty, and they actually did a pretty good job.
He would pull it. Absolutely.
Cool.
Hey, you can turn the 12.6 prop. You can do a pretty good job with an SV-11.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
So
SV-11's a good flying airplane, but they are.
So
not a bad flying airplane at all. And then, it's it'll fly with a 12, 13 maybe better, but it'll fly with a 12-inch prop just fine. Uh-oh, there we go. Somebody else got a big Johnson there. So
There you go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
is that a Supreme? Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody gifted me this a couple years ago. It's
Oh my
new,
goodness.
new in the box.
That's the display model is what that is.
Yeah. So
You got an
I don't know
Evo
what to
for
do
it?
with it. Yeah, it's got the plastic with it and everything.
You look at it and say, "Oh my, look what I have."
I don't know. I have a Firecat kit. I always thought about putting it together.
That'd make a good one.
Yeah, that would make a good one.
Isn't that actually 32, not a 35?
Well, they had both.
Did they?
Yeah.
Let's
Was
see
it
if I can
that
tell.
series? I thought the 32 was the slant exhaust series. Or have I got it that backwards?
I don't have any idea.
You mean that's Supreme?
Yeah.
You talking
Yeah,
about
they made a run of 32s that were 35s with 29 cranks, or maybe it was 35 cranks with 29 pistons and
that's what
cylinders.
Scaringi finally had in the Great Ghost.
Yeah.
Weigh that rascal, Jim, when you get a chance after you read the directions.
Says
Read
congratulations.
the directions. That's un-American.
You don't need to do that to weigh it.
Gracious. I've got a friend who's from another country, and he says reading the directions is un-American because y'all never do it.
He's wrong. He is absolutely 100% wrong.
It shows a 29, a 32, a 35, and then a stunt.
Well, the stunt was a
But
Stunt
is that
Supreme. Yeah.
the 32? Is it in the Stunt Supreme series or combat? It wouldn't be the
Yeah.
combat special.
Yeah,
But I
Stunt
guess I thought the
Supreme
32 was the slant exhaust one.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Stunt Supreme was later. The
Right.
big,
It's
big
a straight
case.
exhaust,
says
big
SS on
exhaust,
it.
big case. And
Yeah.
is that roller bearing too or something?
No,
Okay.
I had one of those, but I gave it away.
And they're sub-piston port induction engines, so they don't run well with mufflers.
Yeah.
What's it?
You
We
What,
don't
8
need no
ounces?
stinking
All right,
mufflers.
I'll weigh it. I'll weigh
it's not right to put a muffler on that.
it. It's even got a very funky needle valve assembly.
All right.
Oh my
Oh
word.
my gosh, I have some of those. That's what
All
that
right.
needle valve is, huh? Well,
All right, let me weigh it.
I'm guessing 8.5.
I think you're pretty close.
9 ounces.
Maybe 8, 9.
I don't know. I've held them.
9 ounces.
They're heavier than a Fox by a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, they outpowered the Fox.
8.2 as you
8.2.
see it,
All right.
That's pretty good.
with a glow plug and this funky Venturi.
How about that?
That's an insert, isn't it? Part of the insert inventory.
Yes.
Yes.
There's a big hole in the casting.
Good gracious. You can throw a dog through that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
And
about
that
it.
Slides in there. Yep.
Goes through it all, captures it.
Comes with 3 built-in leaks.
There's some truth
What
to
could go
that.
wrong?
That's cool. That's cool, Jim.
Hey,
Oh, my
Sparky,
goodness.
wasn't there a guy here in St. Louis a few years ago that flew diesel powered,
Yeah,
kind of like a humbug?
yep. He would bring his airplanes out when we were putting ours away.
Yeah.
They were
And he flew in
15,
the
so
speed cage.
yeah,
You don't remember his name?
I don't.
I
Little
don't
short
either.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. His wife would come with him. She'd sit in the car and read a book, and he'd fly for half an hour on 2 ounces of fuel.
Yeah. Yeah. And
You
he-
know what I found out about diesels? I had one on a twister, a franchise twister, and I found out that diesel 2-stroke diesels weren't limited when you put a lot of back pressure on the exhaust. I was told I could take. I ran a muffler on it, but I ran a piece of regular clear tubing that you get from the hardware store. Ran that back from the outlet of the muffler underneath the fuselage, all the way to where it exited right back by the rudder, and nice and quiet, and the motor wasn't really affected. I had plenty of power. It was a Canby 28 converted with a Davis diesel setup. Still have it.
Yeah, keep the stink off the airplane that way.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, you could.
You ever
And
talked to Bob Davis on the phone?
I talked to him on the phone for quite a while.
Yeah, I don't believe that because you're here now. Because if you had talked to him once back in the 70s, you'd still be on the phone with him now.
So true. That was the talkingest man I ever saw. Yeah.
Hey, Bob, talking about the planes that back pressure and all, you remember Wendy when he built his first pipe plane and he put the stinger on the back of it and extended it to a pipe that went the length of the fuselage and came out the back end of the rudder?
I do remember that.
That was I couldn't figure out how it worked, but it
Sidewinder.
was the coolest thing.
That was a
Man,
Sidewinder.
that thing, Sidewinder? No, this was full fuselage.
No, it was
like
a
a
Sidewinder
Cardinal
model.
Oh, okay. I thought it looked like a Cardinal, but I do remember it was orange is all I can remember about it.
What
But
you
that
want,
was the
Mike?
wildest thing. He says My plane don't get dirty. My plane don't get dirty. I don't even have to wipe off the tail wheel.
I gotta go. I gotta go pick up Sam.
Okay,
You
well,
take care of
Okay.
yourself.
Take care, Michael.
He,
Good to see you
he
again.
was supposed to be
Take care,
here
Mike.
putting that power steering pump on his car with me, but he got called into work because somebody called out. So
Oh,
Fair
he's
enough.
going to
See
teach
where-
him how to
did
work
you
on
see
a
where-
car tonight.
Did you see where Angstrom is going to go with you guys to the world?
I did see that.
Extra
Yeah,
never
I've
is?
already talked to the Ebenses. Yeah, I already talked to his dad. He called me a couple days ago to let me know. Sammy
deal.
flew today too, 36 degrees. He was out in the backyard flying combat planes.
Great.
And then he got called into work.
Lord.
I'm never going out of town again, man. I was up in Detroit for a wedding this weekend, had an awesome time. I came home to 2 broken vehicles. My truck had a dead battery this morning, and Sam's power steering pump went out in the driveway when he was leaving for school. So that's what I got to do today. Go get a new battery.
fun.
Change the power steering pump. Yeah, I know, right? I know. But anyhow, I got to go scoop him up. But yeah, Howard, we're flying, man. We hope to get a lot done, especially over Christmas break coming up here, because it's going to be like 70 degrees here in Nashville next week. We got a big heat wave coming in for Christmas week, so we should get a lot of flying in.
Well, send it to us when you get through with it. Send it over.
I think
east
it's
to us.
hitting the whole central
Whole
United
country.
States.
Yep.
I think
Well, I
so.
hope
I
it
think the whole
does, 'cause I've got
country
a-
is
I got
going
a-
to get this heat wave, is what I saw.
We hit
what
68
I saw.
degrees. I finished spraying my airplane. Get that sucker finished.
It's warm here,
Yeah.
but it's raining.
Yeah,
It's raining.
Sparky, it's gonna be
Yeah.
up to 50 this week. Maybe we can go
50s?
flying. Yeah.
no.
Man, it's.
No, I'm talking
I
next
walked
week.
outside
Christmas.
this morning.
I'm talking Christmas week. Christmas
Ah.
week there is a huge heat wave coming through.
Yep.
Sounds good to me. I
Joe,
walked
you
outside this
saw
morning.
the
It
same
was
one I did.
13.
Everybody's going to get it.
It's so
It was
hard not to
13 this
run
morning. I
on the
couldn't
sleigh.
believe it.
It was 7 degrees here this
Yeah, I'll
morning,
see you guys.
which was better than
Yeah.
yesterday. So, but we're supposed to hit
Lord.
48 by Thursday. So we'll see.
I'll tell you what. It
Your
wouldn't have
paint
been so
won't
bad,
flash
but
off fast. It'll be okay. Paint that rascal. It won't flash off fast at 7 degrees. Won't be much
Yeah.
moisture in the air either.
What you got to look for is the difference between the dew point and the temperature.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
And
guys,
if you
I'm
have that
just now
information, what do you do with it, Sparky? Do you have
If it's over 40, you don't paint.
Over 40.
what?
you over
Over
40?
40
I mean,
what?
under
If
40.
it's a
Under
40 degree difference or what?
What?
No. Okay, the best time to paint is the winter time when the snow's on the ground. You'd think that would be terrible. There's humidity in there, but
No.
it ain't, because it's all on the ground.
Yeah, relative humidity, cold air won't carry much moisture, but
When it's 7 degrees,
doesn't
outside,
dry
there's
either,
too
though.
much moisture in the air, man.
If it's
7
90
degrees.
degrees outside and you got 60% humidity, you got blush.
That's right.
right?
That's
Yeah.
30.
But at 7 degrees, you can't make it blush at 7 degrees. There ain't no moisture in there.
Yeah,
It's
but
all
you can't
froze
make
out.
it dry either.
Well, it'll level out better. It has more
You-
time.
You take it and you spray. If you're spraying outside, you spray it outside and you bring it in the house, and they'll
And then
dry.
it busts.
I may have to try that.
I just go to Joel Costantino's spray booth up in the Poconos where he's, got a professional.
He
spray
got a
booth.
dehumidifier in it and air conditioned
Got
everything.
a torpedo in there for heated up and
See, the scary part for me is when I paint one outside and I have to carry it inside, I have to carry it right over top of my Datsun Roadster. And I do not want anything to drip on my Datsun Roadster.
Take it out of the garage.
Mm.
You don't
Put a
run.
tarp on it and set it on top of it.
There you go. Hey,
Now
Sparky, how
that
about
I might
Tuesday the 23rd, 55 degrees, 4-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah, no thanks.
Oh,
Dude,
come on.
it don't get no better than
It
that.
don't get no better than
55
that
degrees.
in December.
55 degrees. no
Beautiful weather to fly in.
Yeah.
You don't even need
55 is great. Put on
Yeah,
a
buddy.
decent shirt.
Well,
and
get
go-
out there
go
then, and
go
it
for-
won't be me.
Yeah, I'll be
I'll be out there at
I
55
bet Mark
degrees.
will go out.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I'll
fly
I'll go out
some.
in that.
Did you say that was the
Tommy and Buddy and I'll
23rd?
be out in that.
23rd, Tuesday
All
the
right,
23rd.
I might see that on the 24th then. All right. That's
Yeah,
my
you
Christmas
will.
present.
You will.
Gary,
Yeah.
Gary, by the way, I got your message today. I didn't get it until late. I was in court all day, courthouse all day, most of the day today. But anyway, if I don't have it by Wednesday, I'm gonna take a picture of Tom Looper's Ombre 60, the big Ombre, and send you that. It's it's all silver, but it's a beautiful airplane. And it flies so well, it's incredible. I'm building one like it, but mine's electric. My fuselage for some reason looked like a banana. So I cut the wing out of the fuselage and making an electric fuselage for it. But it's nowhere near finished. But I'll get you a picture this week.
Excuse me, folks. I'm going to go to Santa's workshop, and I'll dial back in from there.
All right.
Sorry to interrupt. Bye.
See you in a bit.
Don't you be gone too long now.
All right.
It's always good to see everybody. I'll tell you what, it's always fun when we got guys from all over the country on here.
Mhm.
I know I'm a little warped, but that's kind of the thing I enjoy when guys from everywhere are on.
Well, we'll scheme it out of you.
Yeah, all
there you
over
go.
the world.
There you go.
Hey, Bob.
Jonathan
all over the
down
world's
in
fun too.
Bob.
down in New Zealand. You got caffeine and
Okay, Steve,
Indonesia.
let Ed wants to talk to Bob.
What's that?
Hey, Bob, I got a hold of David Lindley.
Oh yeah, good.
And
Nice.
that what a great phone call, quite long, a lot of information,
Brilliant man.
a lot of things that he ran into and don't do. I've learned the hard way. And so he offered whatever he can do to help out. So I'll continue with communications with him. For you guys, this is the Free Flight Society president that Bob was talking to. And that, so he had a lot of good ideas and stuff, and he was on board to do whatever he can.
They're doing something right. He's doing something right. They got $2 million on their treasury.
Yeah, they got like 1,000 members, of which 10% are youth.
Really?
Yeah, but he's
And
got some old farts.
But here's the other thing. If you look at what we pay for Stunt Hangar versus what you got to pay for the free flight, you pay a lot more to sign up with them than you do Stunt Hangar.
Yeah, this is
or
true.
the AMA. Well, about the AMA, about the same.
Stunt Hangar's just about dead this year. We're behind big time. I'd like to make it our 20th year.
What do you attribute that to?
I don't know. People dying off, whatever.
Well, we have no joke
Lack
lost
of
a
money.
bunch of them. We've no joke lost a bunch of them. I've been to a bunch of funerals this year.
Well, and
Everybody
talking with
thinks I'm
him,
getting rich.
it's get to the middle schools and get the information going and get the kids talking to the parents and getting them involved and making sure you've got step 1, what's step 2 and step 3.
They lowered their average age, he said, from something like 69 or 70 down to 53. Their average age in their membership. That's saying something.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
And they've got a lot of members too. Ain't like they're talking about 4,000 or 5,000 members. They're talking about 50,000 members.
I don't know about that.
Well, it may not be 50,000, but I bet they got 35. Last I talked to them, it's like 35,000 people around the world. It's not just the United States. They're all over creation that belong to that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's,
Well,
I don't know.
Canada has people from all over the world too, but not 35,000. That's for sure.
No.
Wow. I did not know you used those hinges.
What's that? Yeah,
I didn't know you used that kind of hinges.
Great Plains hinges. I love them. They work great. I made up my little snowman horn. I got a new one I made. That's right there.
All right.
And we're going to make a kit so you can make your own horns. And the uprights are 42 thousandths G10. And we'll supply the, we're talking about Dan Woodchip now, the wire, 1/8 wire. And then on the center will be a 3/8 long, 1/8 wire braised to it. So that the little uprights will fit over them, have a slot in the bottom that's 1/8 by 1/4, and it fits right up over them. You put the ball links between them, lock both of them down tight so you get the spacing right, and just put a little tiny bit of JB weld on the bottom just to hold them. That's not going to go anywhere. And this weighs about 4 grams less than an equivalent metal upright horn.
So that's carbon?
No, that's G10.
I don't know what G10 is.
G10 is
circuit board material.
Circuit board, okay.
Yeah. And this happened to be dyed black, so it looks like carbon, but you can get it where it's green like the normal circuit board thing. But it works great.
So like micarta.
No, that's Bakelite. Linen-based phenolic is micarta, I think, isn't it?
I think so.
Maybe,
right.
maybe.
Micarta is harder than hubs of hell.
This is called G10. I mean, it may be micarta. I don't know.
Joe, you know the stuff they've been making bell cranks out of for years.
That's Bakelite.
We've used G10 to make cross mounts for electric motors.
Yeah.
So that's pretty tough application.
That is all
Mm-hmm.
together now.
Wow.
And I fit it onto the wing. See how it fits.
Minnesota Mike has a few things to say.
Minnesota Mike.
Free Flight has a bunch of kids. Lost Hills was full of kids flying free flights.
Yep.
Then he says, my free flight club is dying, but it has been around for a very long time. Fresno has a gas model club.
Well, there's a free flight club here that I have just started trying to spend some time with, and they are incredible. Build some really beautiful airplanes and then take them out and wind up the motors and turn them loose. And I just don't know if I can do that.
Howard's got a mug there.
Fresno.
Yeah. There you go.
G10 is Garolite.
Garolite.
Never heard of it.
I hadn't heard that word before, but it's circuit board materials we make diving bills for crankbaits out of it. We make circuit boards out of it. Of course, we make, there's a lot of things made out of it.
Looks like McMaster Car sells it.
Oh yeah. In big sheets.
Yep.
12
Bob
big
Hunt,
sheets, 12 by 18, something like that.
how are you cutting that G10?
I cut it with a grinder. You can't cut it with a saw. It'll dull the saw immediately.
Yeah, I've cut them out with my jigsaw, and it's you go through a lot of blades.
We're having the parts made either CNC 2-axis machine or water jet cut. But then when you get the little plates, there'll be like a blanks, 2 blanks you get, and you can tackle them together, and you can then use Howard's program to determine where you want the holes and how much height and everything, all the geometry, and you can drill the holes, and then you can grind the shape of the horn to suit yourself. And with a carbide grinder, make sure you use a mask and eyeglasses. And you can. That's how I did this one. I ground it with and then used a drum sander to clean it up.
Yeah, water jet's a good solution for making a bunch of them.
Yeah, that would be the best solution I can think of.
Let's see if I can. It's upside down now. But,
all right.
Here's a diamond saw blade. You get it from Amazon. They're about $10, and you can cut. Well, I cut carbon with it.
You cut G10 with it too.
And yeah, you can get that circuit board material with that.
Yeah, I just got myself a bandsaw. a mini bandsaw that'll sell you the diamond blade. Now I know a good reason for it.
Yeah, let's see. I'm looking for the package it came in. I don't see it.
Can you get a diamond blade for a scroll saw?
That's
You know.
what that is.
Is that was a scroll? Okay.
Yeah. It's like a 16th inch diameter wire coated with little diamonds, and you can cut in any direction with it.
Okay.
Yeah, it looked like it was round. That looked really cool.
That's
But,
hinged.
yeah, I usually when I cut anything with that, like a certain guy's hard nosed motor mounts or something like that. I'll set my work on a piece of 1-inch scrap balsa and I'll make a cut. Then I'll set it on a piece of 3/4 inch balsa and make another cut. Then a 1/2 inch and a quarter, and get it down. And then it takes my saw blade and turns it into a piece of smooth metal. You know,
Yeah.
toothless. You know.
Yeah.
But I can usually get where I want to be. That's all. Hey, look at there, another
Look at
Big
that.
Johnson. Yeah.
That's a combat special. And
Yeah, there was a story I remember way back when that they said the Stunt Supreme would outrun the Combat Special. All right.
I've heard that. I don't know.
I don't know why, but
Here's a ball bearing. Oops, there it is.
Good gracious. I didn't know they built that.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Is that a
okay, so
combat
they did
engine?
have a ball bearing version. Okay. All right.
Yes, it is. I first saw one of those in 1961 in Wichita. Carl Berryman had his big iron with that. That was really cool in those days.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I'm going to sign off of YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube, we do this every Monday and Friday night, 7 o'clock Central. Please like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you later. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.
Yeah. Cheers, Sparky.
Can you make me big, Sparky?
Yeah,
Gary
Howard,
can
it's
Gary
too
can make
bad
you big.
on Stunt Supremes. It was too bad nobody understood about using 4-pitch